What's
Ladies
up?
and gentlemen,
We're back.
Dear Zindagi.
Wow, Dear Zindagi.
What
Wow.
a movie. 4 wins, 15 nominations for the
Okay.
different awards. That's pretty
Okay.
cool.
Wow.
Oh, director of English for English. Oh,
Are you
yeah,
serious?
We loved English.
We
for
did,
English.
we did.
We did.
Ali
That's so
Abad.
good.
Wow. Maybe
Shah
your
Rukh
best
Khan.
performance. Maybe your best.
I know,
performance.
this was
She
like-
so good in this one.
Acting wise, that
top
crying scene
performance.
when she had that
Oh,
moment of
She
discovery.
walked through her. Yeah.
That was crazy well done.
Yeah.
Gary Shindi
Is
was
the
the
director.
director.
Yeah.
Krishan and Munir were the writers.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, this movie really felt like it came from the heart, came from the
Yeah.
soul,
Mhm.
and explored a topic we
it-
really haven't seen.
We haven't
a lot
seen
of.
this in film that often, and like, yeah, to really dive into these deeper themes and like to be in
Of
that
therapy
the
and
therapy
mental
sessions.
health.
It was like it felt like we were there
Yeah.
with her
And I
and
liked.
going through that like.
I just so appreciated how we were worried that it was going to go a direction, and they
Yeah.
didn't go, and they went there, but
Yeah.
then they
because
they,
it was
they
but
gave
it was
the
so
right
realistic. Yeah, it was
from
like,
an
hey,
interesting. Yeah.
she can
Yeah.
say that
She
she
likes
loves
him.
him and he liked her, but like you need to keep in
And
this
that's why-
situation you have to keep
yeah,
it professional
It's
because
like block
and
therapy.
what he said was so interesting. He was like, otherwise it's going to become a habit of her coming to him all the time for
Yeah.
help. And he's like, then you're not going to be able to
Live
solve your own
life,
problems
yeah.
if you're
Exactly.
so dependent on me. And so that was like, man, every line was
banger.
killer. Everything he said was like,
Banger.
oh my goodness.
What was that line?
Shah
What a
Rukh
line.
Khan. Shah
It was-
Rukh Khan. Amazing
he
acting.
said, "Don't let your past blackmail your present,"
Oh,
and then also something about the future, or that would I can't
rob you
remember.
of a
to
good
rob you of a
future.
good
Yeah.
future. Yeah, it was so
Very
beautiful.
solid.
I mean, and like so relatable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we're
'Cause we
jumping
all-
into that.
We're just
therapy.
jumping right in.
This movie starts differently,
It
and
sure
we
does,
all
yeah.
we're all thinking, oh man, this could be like a bunch of her exes are constantly
Yeah.
in play. She's gonna go back and
You
forth.
could kind of
It's gonna be a drama
breaking
romance,
down.
right?
You could see her
Yep.
breaking down throughout that first half. Of
And
the
you were
movie.
like, she's got
And
a
you're
bad
like-
attitude. She's,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
like-
what
It's like
going
this is
on?
not going to be. We've seen this before. This
Yeah.
is not going to be as good as we would like.
I was quite worried.
And then then about halfway through, as she starts
The therapy
kind of,
sessions,
the
I would
therapy
say.
sessions, this movie gets deeper,
Way
Yeah.
deeper.
way deeper, and it just really comes into form for what the themes the director was portraying.
Yeah.
Really well done, and I think we all appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Deep-rooted themes of parenting
Oh,
and how
yeah.
your decisions as parents
can affect your children so much
throughout
yeah.
their life.
Yeah.
And there were some really good discussions that she had with Shah Rukh Khan, just discussing kind of the parents' role and how important and vital that is.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
that they're humans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
so
so.
powerful.
I mean,
banger.
I
you
know.
like that's so relatable because like, yeah, it's so easy to think of your parents as like, oh, they have to be this perfect,
Yep. Yeah.
person for us. Like as
Mhm.
as kids, you always look up to your parents.
Exactly.
And it's like you don't really think of them as human. You
No.
think of them more than
You
human
think
somehow.
of them as these
Yep.
perfect
Yeah.
people, and then you get
and then you
hurt by
realize
them.
that, oh
Right.
shoot, yeah,
Right. Well, you get hurt by them, and then you keep this deep seat, like you keep this anger
this
or
grudge,
this
and
this
deep-seated-
strife, and then when you realize they're just people, and
Yeah.
it's just you have
have to let it go to live, to be honest, because that kind of grudge will haunt you, and like
Yeah.
it's
How great was that?
it's
Oh,
so
yeah,
beautiful.
Isaac, the
It was-
let's start a therapy session
Let's
here
do
right
it,
now,
therapy
boys.
now.
Review
Yeah, her
therapy.
past was seeping into her relationships, and it was
Yes.
constant, and her fear
Yeah,
was always, and that was reoccurring in her relationships, where she had that fear of betrayal or losing
Yep.
the one she loved. And so that's so relevant, because I feel like that happens quite often
Yeah.
because
sure.
of things that occur early in your life.
In your life.
and
Yeah.
it's so
you get that
yeah.
fear, and then you build that up, and it just
Yep.
doesn't go away.
Mhm.
And what I liked about this too is it was so positive on, I mean, therapy is one of those things that in America, I think it's still even it's jaded and it's got some negative,
right, the shrink or
it's got,
I mean,
but
who would want to waste time on that?
Yeah, but it's so
even
important.
in some of our circles too, it's still kind
right,
of looked down upon.
Yeah, and I mean,
or
like,
not
that's
talked
changing.
about, not talked about.
Right, exactly. It's changing, but it's still like not. Yeah. Not, I would say, common or like not. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely like this movie was needed.
Well, it's like it's still like I guess you could say it's still like kind of hush hush. Like you don't really you don't really want to tell people that you go to a therapist or something.
It's seen as a sign of weakness.
And it's like that's not true. I mean, it's like it's helpful to go to a therapist when you need a therapist.
And this movie was very interesting because it explored the relationship between obviously the therapist and someone who's so vulnerable. And we were discussing this at length, where deep feelings can occur because of that. And this movie was so and Dr. John well, we could just call him Je, I guess. I can't remember Je. Judge. But that was so. His character was so impressive in the utter like kindness.
Yeah.
That he handled her kind of natural feelings because she was leaving her soul bare, basically.
Yeah.
And so it was really, really, it was awesome, I thought.
Yeah. And when you leave your soul bare, you can, you become vulnerable to that person.
Right. And he was not taking advantage of that.
No, he handled
the whole
it so
time
well.
he handled it really
so
well.
I really appreciated that. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was, that was very, very, very cool.
And that's where I got really worried at nearing the end, because I was like, I could feel like, obviously she had an attraction for him, and I got really worried because I was like, okay, this movie is so good. I don't want them to butcher the ending by making it be like, let's get together, and then that I felt like would have really... But
it would have really hurt the message, I thought, because it was...
You need the therapist.
It would have kind of ruined the message, because then she'd become too dependent on him, I feel.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you solved all my problems, let's get together.
Exactly.
But it's like, no, she needs to work out her own life.
Yes.
And like he helped her start, like what his analogy about the puzzle and like helping her find the puzzle pieces, but then she has to complete the puzzle.
It's her
not
puzzle.
Him. Yeah. So it's like, oh man, it's just so good. Like
lines.
it's so many good lines. Like check out her reaction.
Oh yeah, just the dialogue. I mean, just in those therapy meetings, were just honestly like, it's kind of
their acting was so good.
It was just like we were just entranced by what they were saying.
It was like we were completely quiet because it was just so good.
Yeah.
Like the lines. And
I mean, there's barely any like talking for us in those.
Yeah. Which I don't think it would have been appropriate because it's just so good.
Yeah. Check out our Patreon, and we'll do. It has the full length react because there's many stretches that are really good dialogue that we're just like geared in.
Yes.
So
very well written. I
agree with this weighting scheme too. Like a lot of the ratings.
A lot of ones. I don't understand.
Well, the ones
way more tens.
Hit the ones. I'm wondering what they're. Oh, is there a review for? I'm wondering
really
what the ones are.
I don't understand. Is there another vendetta against someone in this movie?
It could be something like that.
Wait, check the review. I just want to see.
Yeah.
Are people? I'm just curious to see what people, because it seemed very honest.
It seems so good.
By sort by
1 star.
Oh boy.
Warning: spoilers. Could sit through
what?
This movie. This movie
promiscuity. Just promotes
okay, that's interesting.
That was not what he was getting at.
Very
interesting. That's what
the chair
analogy. It didn't mean. I don't think it meant what everyone's tending to think. It's not like trying out a car or whatever that you hear that analogy all the time. He would when she said. When she got into a relationship with that one guy, she's like, "Oh, this is my new chair." So it wasn't like in the movie, it wasn't showing. It wasn't saying they were like in a sexual relationship.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, let's bone.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, let's just
whoa,
date and like get to know each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that was such a sweet relationship.
Exactly.
They weren't saying, oh yeah, they're sleeping together or whatever.
No.
So that was not. I don't think
I
the
disagree
main...
with that.
Yeah,
it doesn't promote
I do too.
promiscuity. It promotes a healthy.
Yeah.
But again, this is from I don't know. I mean, in their
that is
in
interesting.
Culture of arranged marriages.
The first two ones were just completely bogus, but we can expand the spoilers.
The movie's
but,
really bad. Sorry, no songs.
Oh,
there were songs.
Well, didn't understand. Weren't able to read the subtitles right now.
Played games on my phone, WhatsApp, Facebook while the movie was going on.
Oh, that person is not in the right
How
movie.
How could you
then,
do that?
I only has a girl who keeps changing her boyfriends. And this is stupid.
These reviews, they weren't. See, this person wasn't even watching the movie. They were on their phone.
A lot of these folks.
Those are stupid.
We
people.
were just curious to see.
This is totally a great movie, and
movie.
the majority of the reviews would agree with that. 35% of the reviews on IMDb are 10 stars. Only 6% are 1 stars. The bell curve average is right around like that 8-star-ish range.
Yeah, unweighted mean is 7.8.
Yep,
so,
which is right in line. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, such a good movie. In the ending too,
was very
it was really solid. Good, it showed that she could potentially be entering a romantic relationship, but it didn't have to show. It didn't force it, and it was like a new guy, which I'm glad it wasn't like the exes or whatever, because they weren't really right for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good to kind of just see, she's getting to know somebody new. That's how they ended it.
And they didn't go anywhere else.
No, they didn't. They didn't have to flesh that out.
We were talking about that. We're like, hopefully this just is a perfect ending because she's so unique. Her personality is so unique. It doesn't have to be, let's end up with the guy at the end.
Totally.
So
I totally agree. Really, I agree. I thought. It was very well done. It's a good movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very solid.
Definitely check this out.
Yeah.
Good acting.
What do we
this
give it?
This is interesting because the first 30-45 minutes, I don't think I was entirely in.
I wasn't either.
I was wondering where stuff was going.
I was worried at the beginning. Yep. I don't know when I took a turn. I think it was more like a third of the way in is when she started doing therapy. Okay. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because she was just kind of, which I understand the storyline, but she was just kind of back and forth, and she was, it was a little hard to understand where things were going.
They could have tightened up the beginning, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It is a 2.5-hour movie.
Yep.
But extremely solid movie.
But I would say everything after and people are gonna. I think people will probably say in the comments that that beginning part was needed to show how derailed she was. I agree with that.
Fair.
So even though
I think
it
they
may not have been
it up though for
as
sure.
entertaining,
they probably could have. Yep.
I'm back and forth between two ratings here, and this is going to be interesting. I almost want to watch it again to solidify a further rating.
I love that. Should we watch it again?
I want to watch it with my family. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I too. I wonder what
my family we all loved why am I forgetting the name of it?
The Sons of Kapoor and
Sons.
Sons.
Kapoor and Sons.
This one I feel like is kind of
I think
like
my
that
family would
type
like
of
Yeah, it's similar. I think it's just really good. It's a good message. It's something that we know, but it's like you don't hear enough.
Yeah, we don't watch any movies related to
therapists.
Not too much.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, we've
usually
never
therapy
seen one
is
in the US
kind of the butt of a joke usually in certain
movies too. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But this there can be very good benefits from
it. Do we got
so I don't know. I'm gonna
I have to do it. I have to do it.
Gotta mark it.
Yo.
What do you got for us?
Oh, this
I think I've started
am I starting? Okay.
Yeah, I think you
reverse the 4.5.
Oh! 4.5 out of 5.
It was just so powerful.
It was
so relatable. Good. I mean,
wow.
It felt like I felt like I was in this therapy session, and if a movie can make you feel like you're in the movie or like in therapy, that's like a good sign that it's a great movie. I give it.
I totally agree.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5, but that could change to 4.5 out of 5 on a rewatch. Honestly,
I'm also going 4, but I also could do 4.5 as well on when I edit this to watch through it. Because
you're gonna edit in a segment. I basically
watched the movie twice while editing this. So on the rewatch as well, I will look at it because it is so close between a 4.5 and it's like a 4.3 or something. Yeah, I mean, like it's so well done. I really like this movie.
Yeah,
I was shocked because we really had not great expectations at the beginning. I was worried.
Yeah,
but it really turned it up.
And anything that we want to show our families, and
it's a great
that's
sign.
A good sign. Yeah, if you hear us say that in the videos, guys,
you know what? 4.5.
Oh! Shoot! Now I feel the pressure.
No, I'm gonna stick at 4 out of 5 for now. But...
I love it. All right, guys. We'll catch you.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yes,
Bot, once again,
great.
Give us more recommendations in the Google Forms, and then the Patreon is when you vote to decide what movie we watch. So sign up for that and get on that.
Check out the YouTube community tab. That's where all the updates happen. So
Google Forms completely free, and then it goes to the Patreons for the vote of actually what we watch. So decide our fate.
Yes.
All right, guys.
See you next time.
See you next.